Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it today. Today I wanted to talk to you about an email that I received on an update from the Veterans Affairs Office of the Inspector General. And the headline in this is Goals Not Met for Implementation of the Beneficiary Travel Self-Service System. So we all know what a pain in the neck it is for any of the travel stuff, trying to get reimbursement, all that. So I wanted to dive into this a little bit, read what the Office of Inspector General is doing and what they're pointing out, and see if we can get any insight onto any fixes with regard to anything in that system. So please hit the thumbs up. It really does help, and I really appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't, and let's jump into it. All right. So, goals not met for implementation of the Beneficiary Travel Self-Service System. This came out 5/31/2023, so yesterday afternoon. The Veterans Health Administration, VHA, remember that there's it's a three-headed monster, right? VA. Health Administration, Benefits Administration, Cemeteries. All right, so the VHA established the Beneficiary Travel Program to reimburse veterans and caregivers for travel expenses for approved healthcare appointments. We all are pretty much aware that when you go to the VA for an appointment, come back, you can get the travel money, right? So VHA spent over, are you ready for this? $1.3 billion, with a B, on this program in fiscal year 2021. Both VA and the Office of the Inspector General have identified the Beneficiary Travel Program as susceptible to significant improper payments. In September 2016, VA awarded a contract to create a web-based system called the Beneficiary Travel Self-Service System, BTSSS, to automate the travel reimbursement claims process, reduce long-term costs, provide better oversight, and decrease the risk of improper payments. In November of 2020, VA started using the new system nationwide. Complaints to the OIG suggested that the new system had not been meeting its intended goals, prompting a review of its implementation. Although VHA has made improvements since BTSSS rollout, I wish there was some other way to say that because it's really a mouthful. The OIG found it needs to do more to ensure successful implementation. The Veterans Transportation Program, VTP, Veterans Transportation Program Office, which oversees the Beneficiary Travel Program, established 4 goals to measure success. The OIG found that from February 2021 through July 2022, the review period, so this is the review period, February 2021 to July 2022 is the review period that was used. BTSSS fell short of all 4 metrics on increased automated claims adjudication, reduced manual overrides, greater new system usage, and more self-service use. Surprising. All right, as we move on here, VA concurred with the OIG's 4 recommendations. They include that the VTP director determine what system changes are needed to meet auto adjudication goals and implement them, as well as conduct outreach to users, solicit feedback, and then consider whether system changes are needed to increase self-service portal usage. The OIG also recommended that the Assistant Undersecretary for Health for Operations create an action plan to phase out continued use of the legacy beneficiary travel function and coordinate with the VHA Finance Office and assess whether duplicate payments were made to veterans requesting travel reimbursements since the new system went live. And then there's a link in here that takes you to the full report, which basically continues on a little further, I guess. Let's read the last paragraph. VA concurred with the 4 recommendations. Maybe it's just the same stuff. So anyway, with that, we'll go ahead and conclude it there. That was the entire email that I got. Looks like the link drove me to the same information. Bottom line is that at least in the areas that I've been and what I've heard, we used to be able to, use the automated system. Then when COVID hit, the automated system went away and you weren't allowed to touch things anymore. So then you had to do a paper form, and the paper forms were really hokey, and where do you mail it and how do you figure it out? And at some VA locations, they had like a little drop box you could drop them in, and they had a clipboard with a pen and paper. It's been a little while now since I've been to a VA hospital or a clinic. It's probably been a good pushing on a year. So, which reminds me, I need to make an appointment and get in there just to keep greasing those skids, right? So with that, I'll go ahead and conclude. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks so much. Anything that I see that comes up with regard to that reimbursement system, I'll make sure to keep you guys up to date. Thanks so much again. I appreciate you, truly. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.